Hello, it's my great pleasure today to present the EffPac trial. First Luminor efficacy and safety outcomes at 3.5 years. Well, the study device is a Luminor, the paclitaxel-coated balloon, and in EffPac we compare the Luminor against POBA, and now we are looking at the 3.5-year data. This is a randomized controlled trial, multi-center. 11 centers have participated and enrolled patients to this trial all over Germany. The primary endpoint was late lumen loss at 6 months. The secondary endpoints are binary restenosis, primary patency, freedom from TLR, TVR, Rutherford category, the VIQ score, ABI, and also a quality of life score. All secondary endpoints were assessed at 1 year, 2 year, 3.5 years, and also will be assessed again after 5 years. And in addition, for safety outcome, we look at all-cause mortality and target limb amputation. Inclusion criteria, mainly claudicants and de novo stenotic and restenotic lesions of the SFA. Exclusion were mainly heavily calcified lesions or instant restenosis. Here you see our patient flow. We are now arrived at 42 months analysis and still looking at 56 patients in the DCB arm and 51 patients in the POBA arm. And this is roughly about 66%, respectively 60% of the whole patient cohort. As you here you see the patient baseline characteristics, mainly male patients. The diabetes rate was about 40%, and it's well balanced. The lesion length was 6 centimeters in average, and with a severe or more moderate calcification. Nearly all patients were pre-dilated in this trial, and the bailout stenting rate was 15 to 18%. We already could show at 6 months that we had great result in triple L, meaning 0.14 for the study balloon, the DCB. And this means it makes a difference for nearly 1 millimeter as compared to the control group. And here you see the clinical improvement, the change of Rutherford over 3.5 years. The astonishing result for us was in the beginning, where we saw the only trial which was able to do this until now, to see a difference in change of Rutherford from baseline to 6 months. And between DCB and POBA, actually afterwards we lost this significance, and now still we have still the effect of improvement after 3.5 years. Of course, between POBA and DCB, it is not significant anymore, but this is mainly due to selection bias, because, a performance bias, because those patients who got a TLR at 6 months, these were nearly 17 patients as compared to 1 patient in the DCB group, received revascularization afterwards, and therefore the significance was lost. And this is, of course, over time still the effect. Now, the very good result I can show you is actually the primary patency after 3.5 years. And as you can see, we still have a primary patency of 70% after 3.5 years for the DCB, as compared to 60% for POBA. And this is highly significantly different for after this long time. And this is really astonishing. And the same thing we see for the freedom from TLR, with 90% after 3.5 years and 78% for the POBA group, and also statistically significant between these comparisons, for this comparison. And the safety data were presented last year for the 2 years results. And as you can see, the all-cause mortality is actually lower in the DCB group as compared to the POBA group. And this has to be mentioned, that here it has to be mentioned that we now look for the safety data due to our authority alert, that we had to go back to all missing data. That means we look also of those patients which are lost to follow up in this trial. So we look now here at the full cohort, and as you can see, if you also look at TLR rates, which is also a safety in this respect, also a safety outcome, this is also lower for the DCB as compared to POBA. So we can say that our product is safe. So in conclusion, at 3.5 years, DCB angioplasty with luminor of medium length in the SFA resulted in a significant clinical and hemodynamic improvement from baseline. And this was reached with a lower TLR rate. The all-cause mortality is similar to POBA, meaning I showed you that the rate is actually lower in DCB, but still from the statistical point of view, it is similar in terms of mortality. That means there is no increase of mortality with our luminor DCB. And finally, there is significantly less need for TLR even after 3.5 years follow-up. Thank you.